Here are 5 mistakes that I've made renting out rooms during this COVID pandemic. Here we go. Depending on where you live and depending upon how conservative or left-leaning your state government is, you're probably either completely shut down or completely open, or maybe somewhere in the middle. So here's the first one, is choosing people who are homebodies. This is probably the biggest mistake I made. First off, my internet bandwidth is completely shot, which sucks, because especially when you're making videos, you need a lot of bandwidth. And I always make sure, or I'm attempting to make sure now, that they have a job, they are studying, or doing something outside the house. Because the last thing I want is a bunch of people in the house packed in like sardines, because it just creates conflict. Unnecessary conflict. So make sure they have something to do outside of the home. Next would be choosing someone who has a different time schedule. That may sound good for the shower routine, but in reality, if someone's an early bird and someone is a night owl, that's going to be super not good conflict. So finding someone who has a similar, if you have a 9 to 5, who has a 9 to 5 type thing, if you're more of a freelancer who has more of a freelance gig, it's sometimes better when you have the same schedule. If you have different schedules, you can have sleeping issues, and when people are sleep deprived, they do not think straight, and that creates not fun for anybody. So make sure you have the same, relatively the same schedule. Next would be not charging a cleaning or a supplies fee. You're going to buy toilet paper, hand soap, dish soap, all those things. And up until just recently, I had not been charging for those. So typically $20, $30, $40 a month for a cleaning, because chore charts, let me tell you, they do not work. I tried one many years ago with 2 guys who I really thought were going to be on top of it. One was kind of, and one just completely blew it off. No matter how many times I asked, no matter how many times I hounded, I was the nagging father or mother, which I am not. No one's father or mother. The nagging doesn't work. The chore chart doesn't work. Just charge a fee, and it'll make everyone's life a hell of a lot easier. Next would be charging or taking too little of a deposit. You want to make sure you take enough deposit to cover any costs when they leave. I one time had this guy, no joke, leave a bed frame, all his medical pills, all these weird things, all sorts of crazy stuff in the room. It was completely destroyed. It was completely trashed. There was stuff everywhere. He just left. It was frustrating, but the fact of the matter is, you have a deposit to cover things like that. If they put holes in the walls, if they stiff you on the last month of rent, which sucks, let me tell you, you want to prepare for that. So I do about 1 month to 1.5 months worth of rent. So let's say the rent is $500 a month. I'd recommend between $500 and $750 of deposit as security in case they do not follow up their end of the deal. And that is something you take before they move in. Do not let someone move in with a deferred security deposit. It will not work. It will not work. If they don't have the money saved up, they are not the person you want. Or not the person I want. Maybe you want them. Then my last one, and this is more of a personal thing, is not being more welcoming. Being more welcoming and being more inviting to especially people who rent out a room. They're usually single folks, usually younger, who don't have maybe family around or whatever it may be. Inviting them to events, dinner, whatever it may be, just really making that, actual personal connection makes it a little easier, or it makes it more difficult for them to stiff you in the end. If you just have a total business relationship, it's more likely they're going to stiff you. That's what I figured out, at least. So being friendly and being kind always comes back full circle. So those are the updated ones I did for COVID. There are so many more. I will share more of those in other videos. But you want to make sure these people are the right folks living in your house. The last thing you want is someone who has a different schedule, who is a homebody 24/7, who does not do any cleaning or doesn't pay their cleaning fee. You just want to make sure they're the right person. And the last thing you want is someone in your home that you don't feel comfortable with, which I have felt before. It is not a good feeling. You want to make sure you feel comfortable with them, they're a good person, and you really do trust them, because there's a trust factor involved as well when someone lives in your home. But comment below. I want to know what other mistakes you guys have made, or what other mistakes do you think I've made? I've made plenty. I should make probably 50 mistakes I've made when renting a room. But anyway, comment below, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.